I'm Lisa. Welcome to my channel. I'm a hairstylist and I also wait tables part-time. I'm gonna try really hard not to stare at myself in the front-facing camera and try to look at you guys. It's gonna be really difficult. And I do have noticed because I filmed this freaking video like 4 times yesterday and this is my second time right now that I look off into the air, so I'm gonna try to be better. Bear with me. First video. It can only get better from here, hopefully. I'm a hairstylist, wait tables part-time. I've always wanted to start a YouTube channel, and I do realize that my name is Chandler Elizabeth on my YouTube channel, but my actual name is Lisa. Chandler Elizabeth was just like this alter ego that I had forever ago on Twitter when I used to tweet all the time. And it kind of just always stuck with me, so that explains it. Duh, it's not important. I guess I always thought that I would do song covers and play guitar. I don't even know how to play. It's just in my background. It's decoration. It's decor. I never did because I'm scared of the internet and I'm scared of getting dragged, and the internet is a scary place. But I've been up to some shenanigans that have made me rethink what I'm doing and kind of just made me take a step back, like, bitch, you need a hobby. And so why not start my vlog channel, because I've been popping up on my Snapchat stories making my friends laugh, and they all said hey, you should probably do a YouTube channel or a vlog. And I'm like, I should do it. I should find a new audience to annoy. I think I'm hilarious. I guess we'll see. I might also be annoying because I also think that I'm annoying, but hopefully I'm likable. So I think most of my vlogs, I don't really have a format. I think I'm probably just gonna talk about my favorite song of the week. The way I listen to music is I listen to the same 3 fucking songs over and over and over again until I decide that there is one that I actually like more than the others, and then I listen to that song like over and over and over again. And right now that song for me is Lie to Me, Steve Aoki featuring, I think her name is Ina or something. I'm sorry, I forgot to look. But the Blue remix, like that fucking song, that bass hits me in my heart, it hits me in my fucking soul, it hits me in my hips, and it makes me want to dance, and I love dancing. I love dancing. I love Jaeger bombs, and I love to dance. Those are my favorite things. And dick. Which is probably another thing that most of my vlogs are gonna be about. I'm a very open person. Obviously, I say whatever is on my mind. I don't feel shame, really. I'm not embarrassed. I don't think I'm ever embarrassed. I just usually laugh it off, like, oh. So yeah, I'm not afraid to talk about sex, and I have a feeling that that's probably going to be most of my vlogs. So if that makes you uncomfortable, I'm not your girl. But I'm likable in other ways, so maybe I'll do a different video for someone special. I don't know. So the last encounter I had was a main motivation for my YouTube channel. I met him on Hinge. And it was just really bad. So I saw him on Hinge. He's a firefighter and he's older. And honestly, I think that's literally the only reason that I was interested, was because he was older and he's a firefighter. He looked attractive in the pictures where he had glasses and a hat on, but you know how we don't always look like our photos. I mean, he wasn't bad. I'm being annoying. Conversation was really boring on the app. We had literally nothing in common, and I was just like bored and picking. Is the phrase picking at straws? I don't know, but that. And somehow sex drive came up, and that caught my interest. And then we started talking about that, and then somehow orgies came up. Like, he brought up orgies twice. And so I was like, someone's into orgies. And what did he say? Oh, he was like, I don't think orgies are what porn make it out to be. And I was like, well, threesomes aren't what porn make it out to be. And he was like, oh, sounds like someone was disappointed in a threesome they had. And I was like, no, it's just not what porn makes it out to be. And then we started talking about threesomes, and he's like, I've never had a threesome with 2 girls. And I was like, so you had a threesome with 2 guys? And we're texting by now, and it's late at night, so I'm sure he's had a few drinks. I don't know. He was probably out. And he reveals to me that he likes to hook up with guys. And I was like, okay. That's kind of fucking hot. My ex brought up one time, and I might be making this up or not remembering it. I don't know, but I'm 100% sure in my mind that that's what I took from it. He said that he's given a blowjob before, either to a guy or to a person who is transgender. Stroke. Transgender. I don't know which one it was, but when he told me that, I was like, okay, dick in your mouth, that's hot. I would watch that. And so after that, like, it's not a fetish, but I've just always been like, oh yeah, I'd watch a hot guy suck off another hot guy. Like, I'd watch it. So yeah, he tells me that he likes to hook up with dudes. He likes to hook with dudes. And I was just completely like, is enthralled the right word? Enticed? Intrigued? Interest? Piqued? I was into it, okay? I was into it. And that kind of just set everything off. I was like, okay, now I have to meet this dude. But I was just getting caught up in the lust because, like, the other week or whatever, I had just hung out with this guy who I've been hanging out with for a little bit. He's a great guy. Scrumdiddlyumptious. He is so handsome and adorable, and he's really cool. But, you know, we're not dating. I'm not going to put all my eggs in one basket. But I would have been good. Like, I would have been set with these sweet little memories. But instead, I got greedy, and the fucking hoe tentacles were out. And I was like, I need this. And I didn't even, like, 100% want to meet up with him. I probably, like, 70% wanted to. But he's a firefighter, works weird hours, also has a second job. I work 2 jobs. So our schedules were just conflicting. And we had already been talking for, like, a couple weeks. So I was like, today's the day. If we don't do it, it's going to be, like, another week or 2. And I should just, whatever, just do it. So I meet him at his place. He was conversation was vibes were like, I wish we would have met in a public place because that would have been safe. But honestly, just so I can pick up that vibe and just been like, I gotta go, peace out. But no, I'm in it. And eventually, obviously, we start making out, which I love making out. I don't know, am I like freaking 14? I don't know. I love making out, and I love fingers. It is my favorite. And he had really nice hands, very nice, like, I love hands. Is that weird? I love hands. And I thought, you know, maybe he's got some magic in his fingers, and he did fucking not. And the kissing was awful. You're a grown-ass man. I don't know about you guys, but I don't like bird kisses. I don't like them at all. I think they're awful. He's literally like, it was so fucking bad. At one point I stopped moving my lips. I was just like, and he was still pecking away, and I just wanted it to be over. I've never been in a position where that's just never happened to me before. I've never been in the position where I'm like, hey, dude, you suck, do better. And I didn't know how to say that. And I also didn't know how to say, I'm not into it and I want to leave. I didn't feel pressured in any way. I just didn't know how to communicate that without hurting his feelings. But also, I still wanted him to walk me to my car because I parked a little down the way, and he lives in an apartment in downtown Fort Worth, and I was like, I don't want to walk to my car by myself. So we're just gonna tough this out and maybe it'll get better. But honestly, I think that he might have been gay, and I don't think it was the it's whatever, it's not a big deal. I thought it was hot that he likes to hook up with guys, whatever. But for the first 10 minutes, 10-15, he wasn't even fully erect. And he had just gotten off a 48-hour shift at the firehouse. Is that what you call it? The firehouse? Yeah, so you think it would be like sploosh, and it was not. And he's just wiggling around in my fucking mouth. And I'm like, what's going on here, bro? So, yeah, that was a turn off. Making out was a turn off. Fingering, oh my fucking God. It was just in there. Just popped it in, keeping it warm. Like, I motioned my hand kind of. Maybe he would hint at how I want more pressure or wiggle it. Like, it literally was just sitting in the bucket. Grown-ass man. Like, I don't understand. And then the licking was just not great. None of it was great. None of it was great. And honestly, you don't have to be a sex god, but the one thing that I absolutely hate, it irritates me, is in and out, in and out, stop. In and out, in and out, stop. What does that do? Because it doesn't do anything for me. It makes me mad and it is irritating to me. Like, at one point I really just want to be like, can you get off of me? I know he was probably just trying really hard not to come, but at that point I would rather you come really fast so I can leave rather than just lay there and like take that. Like, it, God. I think I mostly felt disgusted with myself was because I wanted to leave so much sooner than I did, and I should have. But lesson learned. Fuck politeness. Say what you mean, I guess. I don't know. I guess also I thought for a second that it was going to get better because after all this time, he's finally up. And I'm like, oh, hey, that feels good. But then it was just in and out, stop. In and out, stop. And he's this big dude, and he's laying on top of me, and he's just like, ugh. And then he's pulling my hair in a not sexy way. Like, he's on top, I'm laying, and he's like pulling my hair at the bottom. So it kind of just feels like if you're laying down and someone's like getting off the bed or coming onto the bed and pulls your fucking hair. Like, it doesn't feel good. So that fucking sucked too. Damn. And he's just bird kissing my lips. And I'm laying there and I'm moving my face all the way this way. And then I'm moving my face all the way this way. And he's chasing my mouth the whole entire time. And if he wasn't on my lips, he was hovering his face over my face. And I'm just like, bro, I want to breathe. How do I breathe? I don't want to breathe your breath. I want to breathe air. I need air. Okay? He's just... He's just like, oh, you're so hot. Oh, this is so hot. And I'm just like, help me, please. Oh, my God. I ended up just having to tell him that I had to pee. And then I went into the bathroom and I peed. And then I was like, do I just put my clothes on? Like, this is weird. I don't know what to do. Like, I don't know what to do. So I go back and I kind of like kiss him a little bit so he doesn't feel awkward like I'm bailing, but I want to bail. And we're just laying there, and I was just like, I'm done. And he's like, really? And I was like, yeah. But I'll watch you finish. Because I mentioned before, I was like, if I end up not wanting to have sex, I'll watch you pleasure yourself. Because I've never gotten to just sit there and watch. And I think that's pretty hot. Like, you giving yourself pleasure will give me pleasure. But also, whatever that keeps you from touching me will also give me pleasure. So yeah, do that. And he's like, should I bust out the butt plug? And I'm like, do you, bro. If that feels good for you, okay, do it. I want to watch. And he sticks it up in there, and it feels good for him, and he jerks off, and then he's done. And I'm like, okay. Putting on my clothes, walks me to my car. Bye. He texted me the next day and was like, oh my God, you wore me out. And I was just like, where? How? When? I literally was just laying there. I didn't move. I had no interest in thrusting. Like, I didn't want to do anything. At one point I was like, I literally can just get on top and finish myself, but I didn't even want to do that because I was just so over everything. It was just the worst. I think that's the worst sex I've ever had. It wasn't fun. Although, one thing he did, and it was new for me. He put my toe in his mouth. And I was like, okay. I'm kind of into it. All right. That's never happened before. And I was like, all right, that kind of feels good. But out of all that, it was just the one thing. Just the one thing. Who would have thought that sucking fucking toes was gonna be the most pleasurable thing out of that sexcapade? Fun fact, my nickname in middle school and high school was Licking Toes, LT. Allie, shout out. He always called me LT. Is it LaDamian Tomlinson? I don't even know. I should have Googled that before I just fucking said that. Or Licking Toes. Also strings, because my thong showed one time when I was wearing sweatpants and I was sitting down at the desk and it was just like strings. Anyway, yeah, so that firefighter guy, not ever talking to him ever again. I just wanted it to be really good. I think, and it's always the ones who's talking it up. Like, he was like, oh, I have such a high sex drive and I can never find someone to match my sex drive. And I'm like, I'm horny all the fucking time, all the time. And I was like, bet, okay, cool. And it was just not. I got. And I left and I'm driving home and I'm like, okay, bitch, we're gonna give ourselves a little shower. We're gonna fucking think long and hard about our choices and what we want to do with our lives. Lesson learned, bright side. Gotta think of the bright side. It gave me the motivation to start my channel. Hello. And I'm really excited. I hope, all I can do is hope that I'm likable, and I hope I don't disgust you guys with my activities. But I hope I make you laugh. I hope that's too many hopes. That's it. I have a lot of fucking stories, whether it be sex or I never share good sex stories. Never. I keep that to myself. Oh my gosh. But I do have quite a bit of interesting sex stories, bad dates, just dumb shit I've done in my life, especially once I have been slacking off on my true crime podcast, but there was a while where I was binging it hardcore. My Favorite Murder, whenever I started listening to that, oh my God, the first 3 weeks, I was paranoid as shit. Like, every shadow, every noise, I was like, It's my favorite, though. I wanted to be a psychiatrist. Ted Bundy, psychology class, junior year, that reeled me in. He was the one that made me think, holy fucking shit, how can someone be like that. And that's why I wanted to be a psychiatrist, because their minds are just so freaking interesting to me. But I didn't want it hard enough, so here I am. My favorite murder. Wait. Wrong hand. SSDGM, bitch. Yeah, after listening to that podcast, I thought back about my life, and I was just like, how the hell did you not get murdered all the time? All the time. I did some dumb ass stuff. Like, one of my roommates, not roommates, I rented a room from this guy's house. Guess where I found him? On an ad on Craigslist. Because my parents split up for the second time, and we sold the house like really fast. And my plan was to get an apartment, but I was like, holy, like, what am I supposed to do? Furnish the whole thing myself? My mom sold everything in the house to them, and I thought I was gonna, you know, get to take some freaking furniture, but I didn't. And she was like on one. I knew she was stressed out or whatever, but she was like on one. And I've never, ever, ever talked back to my mom in my life. You know how Asians be. She beat the shit out of us. Never talked back to her ever. But I knew if I had moved in with her after that, we would have fought because it was her fault. And I didn't want to fight. Obviously, it happened, you know, and it's done for the better. I love my dad and I love my mom, and I hope they're really happy. But this is about me. I was like, there's no way I can't live with her, and I don't want to move in my cousin's house. There's a lot of people there. And I was like, I'm just gonna look on Craigslist and see what I can find. And I found him, and he specifically asked for a girl. You would think that'd be a red flag. And I was just like, so why do you only want a girl? And he's like, I had guys roommates before and they were messy. And I was like, I'll believe you. I'll take your word on it. Obviously, before I got there, I sent, you know, his number, picture, address. Once I got there, I took a picture of the license plate and sent that to like 3 friends. Maybe just one. I think just one friend. I just tried to sound cool. Cool is the right word? Whatever. But yeah, he didn't murder me. He was actually really nice, and I had the whole upstairs to myself. It was a really nice house. Honestly, it was the only reason why I picked him, was because it was a nice new house. The second I walked in, though, I was like, wow, this is where I'm gonna get murdered, because he had like a old, like, just plain wooden dining room table in the dining room, like in the is it the still room? I don't know, not the actual dining room, or is it the actual, whatever. And he didn't have furniture at all, and I was like, fuck. And he was like, yeah, I bought this big house and I thought I could furnish it, but it's gonna take some time. But he did have a really nice Mustang, so I was like, well, I don't know. So we go upstairs, and like the movie room is all decked out. I'm like, okay, that's where all his money went. Like, it's cool. Walked around, I'm like, I want to live here. Please don't offer anyone else this house. Like, I'm responsible. I'll quiet, clean, can pay you. Please let me live here. And I did for a couple months, and then I met my ex, and we lived together for a while, and now I'm here, alive, still making dumbass decisions. Wow, I just had a stroke. But yeah, you think I'd learn, right? Maybe I will learn one day. One of these days. I did learn the lesson with the firefighter. Like, don't be a greedy ass hoe. I'm not slut shaming. But that's what I was. I was being greedy. And I learned my lesson. Anyways, I feel like I'm rambling on and on and on. And this is like a 24-minute video right now. So I'm a skedaddle. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm gonna try really hard to be better at like my fucking focusing my eyes on there and not there and everywhere. Like, comment, subscribe, please. I'm trying to make it big. I'm trying to have clients on deck. Follow me on Instagram. I'm staring at my fucking self again. Follow me on Instagram, Hair by Lisa Left Eye. Follow me on Snapchat. That's where I live my best life, and I go balls out with my words and shit. I'll post all my shit down here so you can follow me, add me, whatever. And yeah, thanks for watching. Hopefully my videos get more interesting. Hopefully this was interesting, but hopefully they are better and more interesting. Thank you for watching. Bye. I wish there was music, but there's not.